Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you are well and you've had an interesting time after the full moon of September 7th. Today we're going to be doing a reading for the new moon. It's a black moon, a dark moon, because there have been several new moons, and similar to the blue moon, which is when there's more than one full moon in a month, the black moon is when there's more than the normal number of new moons. So today we're going to be talking about the new moon and what new things can be started this month. It's a very special month because aside from that, we're in eclipse season. And this closes the eclipse season between the full moon, that was a full moon eclipse on September 7th, and the full moon on, the new moon on the 23rd of September, which is this dark moon, which is also an eclipse, but it's more a solar eclipse, the new moon on top of the sun. And then we also have the solstice that comes up on the 22nd, not the solstice, I'm so sorry, I mean the equinox. The equinox, which leads us into fall. So it's the beginning of a season. It's also a time where the veil's thin, where opportunities abound, and where you can get, sort of instinctual or intuitive downloads. So it's a very powerful new moon in September. And so we will be talking about what to look for to start, what new beginnings are going to be available to you with this new moon. But in this case, instead of talking about just until the next full moon, it's very likely that the influence of this particular new beginning may be longer, a season or till the next eclipse, who knows. So just be aware of that. And let's see what the cards have to say. So, once again, we will create 3 cards for you to pick from. Well, we'll let them pick themselves, I guess, because they jump out. And then, once you've picked from the 3 cards, we'll do the readings. And again, as usual, I will put them, well, these haven't jumped out, so we'll let them jump out. This one flipped. Close enough. Okay, here we go. All right. And once you have selected the card that you like, then I will be doing the readings for each card, and you should follow. I know these sound very different, like hunger does not. Okay, sorry, let me present them to you. The first moon is hunger. It's the wolf moon. It's usually in the winter. Okay, and the second moon is extremes, the hot moon, and that usually takes place in the summer. All right, and the key word is extremes. This one keyword is hunger, and this one the keyword is peace. It's the waning crescent, so it's not a full moon, whereas these 2 are for full moons. Okay, but regardless of what the keywords say, I would use aside from the keywords, instead of using your mind, use your intuition to pick the card based on the image or the sensation that you get. And I will be putting the timestamps for each reading down in the description box below. Okay, so I will see you in the reading. Hello, Wolf Moon. How are you? Today we're doing a reading for the eclipse and the new moon. So the new moon has an eclipse a solar eclipse. I know the full moon had an eclipse as well. It's eclipse season, so it's a very powerful time. Also, as I mentioned in the introduction, it's the time of the solstice. So it's a very powerful reading because the solstice also is the beginning of a season. So we'll be talking about what new opportunities might present themselves and what advice there might be for not only this wonderful new moon with the eclipse, but also with sorry, also with the the equinox, and what does that mean for you. So you've picked the wolf moon. The wolf moon is a moon that generally shows up in the winter. I don't know if it's January or February, but somewhere in the deep depths of winter. And that's why the key word is hunger. Okay, not because it's a bad thing. Well, we'll see what the cards have to say. But since this reading is all about new opportunities, I doubt that there's anything negative about it. It's probably referring to something that you're feeling or some other factor. So we will see. I'm just mixing the shuffling the cards right now, and then we'll get going. These just wanted to come out, so we'll get them. And I'm gonna shuffle this pile as well. Okay. And then we'll get going. Okay, so what do we have to see about your oracle? Let's start with your oracle cards, or your tea leaves that jumped out, okay? So let's see what they have to say. First one is casket. Someone is going out of your life, or there's an end of a situation, okay? As I mentioned, usually new moons are about new beginnings. So perhaps this is referring to what has left in the full moon, or maybe there's more to it. So let's just keep looking at the cards. The table, hard work ahead. All right. Tree, affairs with your family. All right. Angel, spiritual guidance and protection from harm. And dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark hair or complexion or hair. Okay, so those are your tea leaves. Let's take a look. Let's get a couple of spirit animals. Well, hold on. Come on, you. Whoa, okay, there we have them. All right, so first there's the groundhog spirit, time to let go. Then there's the wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Interesting, because the wolf is right here as well. And finally, we have the hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. Okay, so we'll put the wolf here with this other wolf, and we'll put this one next to the spiritual guidance card because it's kind of aligned. Time to let go probably is associated to this one here, the casket, because something is leaving your life. All right, let's see how it goes. So potentially there is something that is going to be leaving your life, something that you need to let go of in order to move forward positively. You will have guidance if you listen to it, maybe from through a woman who has dark complexion or hair, but it's somehow related to your family, but also to work. So let's get a little more detail. Usually the context becomes clearer with the tarot cards. So here we go. We already shuffled them, so I don't know why I'm shuffling them again. All right, here we go. Let's see what jumps out. Okay. Okay, let's start with those. If we need more, we can get more. I don't read reversals, so if they come out reversed, I'll just flip them. All right, so we first have, the King of Wands. Okay, in this case, he's a walrus. The King of Cups. Ooh, 2 kings in a row. Okay, a whale. The Moon. Major Arcana. Interesting. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands. In this case, a giraffe. It's interesting. And the Page of Swords. Okay. Let's start with that. He's a cat, I think. I don't know, it's a bit hard to tell, but I think he's a cat. And we have, let's see, 6 here. All right. Let's keep going. The Fool. All right. Can go there, I guess. The Fool is a pink flamingo, supposedly, in this particular case. We have the 10 of Wands, a camel. You know, the straw that broke the camel's back, that's the 10 of Wands. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, little lizard rolling around in the hay. The 6 of Swords. This one, I don't know, maybe a pelican? And then the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, very nice. And finally, let's move this away. There you go. We have the 2 of Cups. Ooh, okay. Lots of love there. All right, so let's take a look. What is this telling us? So we start off with the Void. The Void tends to be a moment. I know it's the card that refers to this this cycle. However, it's also the dark moon is a moment to sort of pause and breathe and not do very much and just allow for things to open. It doesn't last very long, but it's a very quiet, peaceful moment, beautiful moment. Then we have that followed by the wolf in 2 forms. One is the keyword hunger, and one is turn knowledge into wisdom. Now we have knowledge coming up over here as well under Page of Swords. It's new ideas, new opportunities, and learning. So that's interesting. Then you have your spirit guidance over here, the fact that somebody is leaving your life. Time to let go. I don't know if it's a person. It could also be the end of a situation. That's what it says. So it's probably one or the other. And then there is some hard work coming up, perhaps dealing with a woman with dark hair and related to your family, but you will have spiritual guidance. Okay. Then over here we have 2 kings. All right. Kings are the most talented in their area of expertise. They're the experts of that each particular category. In the case of the King of Wands, he's an expert in knowing when to take action and what needs to be done to be successful. He's also very fiery, very strong, very powerful. These court cards can also represent people, but for now, let's see how it goes. If it did represent a person, it would represent somebody with a lot of yang male energy and fiery person, so maybe a fire sign. And then we have the King of Cups, which is the exact opposite. The King of Cups is all about mastering your emotions, the power that they give you, but also not letting them overwhelm you. Being able to essentially surf your emotions and guide them, as well as use them as needed in your life. King of Cups has a lot of love But unlike the Queen of Cups, this is again masculine energy. It's directive, it's not receptive. So it's outward facing. Then we have the Moon, which is the exact opposite. The Moon is as female energy as you can get. It's also intuition, a lot of feelings of, emotion. But it can also be illusion and sort of being deceived, self-deception, etc. Okay. Then you have the Three of Wands, which is related to waiting for something to materialize. You've taken some action and you're waiting for the fruits of your labor to come through. And it's interesting because it's got this little rainbow, so it's almost like the giraffe herself is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So the person who's waiting is actually the reward that they're waiting for, which is quite interesting in this particular card. Then we talked about the Page of Swords related to the knowledge and the new ideas, new perspectives. And then combined with the King of Wands, we have the Fool. Now the Fool is sometimes foolish, but generally is somebody who will take a leap of faith, who will take action before everything is certain, who will most often do okay taking that leap, right? In many cases, the Fool in other decks is about to step off a cliff. But in this case, he's not. He's just like, checking out. He's leaving. He's got a little thing hanging from the back of his stick, and he's heading out with his dog, and it looks like he's going to party too, maybe in New Orleans. Look at those beads. So, interesting. Maybe this is related in the sense that maybe the person that we're talking about, the King of Wands, is the one that wants to make this shift, right? That's going to go away, leave your life, right? Then you have the King of Cups combined with the Ten of Wands. It's like there's been the straw that broke the camel's back has happened. It's the end. You've got to cut the cord, move on, right? So this all kind of works together. These may be people or it may be situations. So the King of Wands also represents sort of work. Wands generally represent work, and King of Cups represent emotion. So whether or not emotion and feelings. So this could be related to work. We'll see a little bit more. We'll get more clarity in a minute. Then the Moon, as I mentioned, is very sort of intuitive energy, relaxed energy. It can also be self-deception. But, in this case, it's combined with the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity that makes you feel really, really good. Like this is, something that has great potential, and it's coming from your heart. It's lighting you up. And you don't necessarily know where it's headed, but it's lighting you up. And then you have the Three of Wands, which we talked about, combined with the Six of Swords. A Six of Swords is always about transitioning, moving, or either physically or moving, shifting to another place, whether that be in your mind, whether that be moving houses, whether that be changing jobs, etc. You're shifting to something that you feel is better, to calmer waters. Okay. In this case, this pelican or whatever bird it is on his own. I think it's a pelican, but it's really hard to tell. He's on his own. In many Six of Wands cards, they have more than one person on the boat, but in this case, this pelican is on his own. So he's going somewhere on his own. So that might indicate a change of job, because generally that is just one person that's making that shift, or it might indicate that you're living alone, so it's not going to affect anybody else in your family, although I'm not sure because this says affairs with your family. But regardless, it's going to lead to something really good. The Ten of Pentacles is as happy as you can be in the physical plane. So we're looking at money and abundance and feeling, well, not necessarily always money, but feeling rich, feeling like your life is falling into place and it's good and abundant, and that you are truly enjoying your life, right? Loving your life. And then here we have the Two of Cups, which might imply a new partnership, whether it be emotional or whether it be, I don't know, signing a contract with somebody, with a new company, whether it be committing to something related to going freelance or changing jobs or whatever, right? It could be that, or it could be that you meet somebody new. Something, this, whatever it is going to help you come up with new knowledge, or take your knowledge and turn it into wisdom. So it's definitely a step up, okay? So now let's try. I think this is probably related to work, but what I'd like to do is try to clarify what it's related to. So let's try and see if the tea leaves are going to help us, right? Oh, look, monthly card. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if it helps us clarify whether it's referring to work, to love, or to family, and so on. And please, obviously, this is a group reading, right? So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So let's take a look. We have the vase, secret admirer, the broken wishbone, wish will not be granted, and the candle, you will be shown the way. Okay. So not super clear, but spiritual guidance is definitely there consistently. It's like, you know, something pops up out of nothing. You did not know, did not see the opportunity, and then it sort of falls into your hands and you jump for it. You take a leap of faith because you are sick and tired of how the situation has turned out up until now, and you need, and also because your whole being is saying, hey, this is fantastic, this is a great opportunity, this is what I want. And then you make the shift, moving over and getting the rewards that come with it, learning a lot. You yourself will not have to wait very long for this opportunity. And somehow, something about you yourself being the reward. So maybe you are able to truly be yourself after this shift, whereas before you were maybe doing something that you did not like, or being in a place that with people that just weren't fitting with you, or you were feeling like you were stuck and you were not learning anything new. But regardless, by making this shift, you will feel definitely powerful, excited, curious, and in love. I hate to sound silly and corny, but in love with whatever that shift would be, okay, or that person. Now here you have a secret admirer, but the wish will not be granted. So I'm not sure if this has to do with the person that's leaving your life. It could be, or it could be that the secret admirer is somebody who has found you and has recruited you. That's also possible. The wish will not be granted might just be relating to your existing role. So I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like you have something really good coming up. And here we have the month of June, okay? So this is not an overnight thing, right? This is a situation that will begin in the winter. We're not yet fully into the winter, but it will really start to appear in the winter when you're feeling really exhausted, really let down, like, you need something new and that you don't really trust those that lead you, so or those that are around you. So I truly feel that this is more related to work than it is to love at the moment. And what will happen is you will feel like you need a change, and then suddenly something will come to you. And through intuition, you will get spirit guidance. You will feel like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. I couldn't have verbalized it, but I now have found it. Somebody will find you, right? Somebody will find you and offer you exactly what you want. And you will make the shift. Either leave the old job and go to the new job, or move houses, move countries, to be able to take advantage of this. And it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself, about your work. You're going to feel like, okay, this is a reward that you deserve. And it's going to turn out very well. You're going to be learning, you're going to be enjoying yourself, you're going to be turning knowledge into wisdom, and you're going to sign possibly in June. So it looks like it's going to be a slow burn, but it looks like very successful for you. So let's ask the tarot, are there any more? Well, these are too many cards, so let's give it a minute here. Oh, okay, you want these? Fine. All right. Any more advice or any more commentary? So clearly the cards really wanted to tell you more. So here we go. 9 of Wands. You'll be worried and scared because of what's happening. You'll feel like you don't know what to do. 8 of Wands. Things are going to move really quickly once they start. All right. Queen of Swords. You will have a lot of clarity. It won't be like you will sit there and wonder, is this right for me? You will know it's right for you. Intuitively, but also with your mind, you will know. 6 of Pentacles. It's going to be a generous offer. You're going to feel like it's the right thing for you. 8 of Cups. You will move forward. This is similar to this. You will move forward and go in search of that win that you're looking for, that change that you need. Okay? And Knight of Cups, there might be, in the new environment, there might be an offer of love for you. You might meet someone, and maybe that's what's going to happen in June. You might meet someone that you will really care about. That was maybe a secret admirer before. But it looks like there is a bit of potential if you're not already in a relationship. So there you have it. Your worries are not necessary. They're not going to be coming to fruition. Once the change starts, it will really go fast. All right. And I get the impression, because of the 8 of Cups, your situation from the outside, 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups, is not so bad. You don't, like if somebody else was looking at it, they might say, hey, you've got a pretty good life, what are you complaining about? But the problem is that it's somebody else's wish. It's not yours. You need something different, and that is what's going to come through for you over the next season. So there you have it. That's the opportunity that will pop up. Keep your eyes open for it. Probably it will be sometime in the winter, so we're looking at the end of the year. But it might be sooner, so you never know. Once it starts, it will move fast, and then once you're in, you will be very happy, but you may find also, and you may find that you may meet someone or find a new love. As to affairs with your family and hard work ahead, well, we all know that if you change things, it requires a lot of effort, whether it be for work or for anything else. It requires effort to make things set in the new pattern, right? And of course, changing means letting go of something else, which is what the initial commentary was. Somehow your family will be involved with this decision or with this change. They might perhaps have an opinion, right? But it doesn't seem like that's going to affect you negatively in any way. Possibly instead they will be supporting you. Okay. So that's the reading for you, Wolf Moon. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and or consider subscribing. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Hot Moon. How are you? Today we're going to be doing a reading for the September 23rd new moon, which is also an eclipse, a solar eclipse. And since the equinox is on September 22nd, we will also be considering what might be coming up over the next season through the end of December. Or beyond. It could be beyond because sometimes things that come up in an eclipse can carry through all the way till the next eclipse season, which is, I believe, in February and March. Okay. So we're going to read for that. Let's start with a moon card, moon oracle card. All right, self-love. So, as with all new moons, what we're thinking about or asking about is what new opportunities might be coming up for you that you could take advantage of, and any advice that there might be there. Regardless of whether you do you do this every season? Do you sit down and think about what it is that you might want to create in the season, what might be coming? It's a good exercise to do. How are you going to take care of yourself this season? In this case, it's talking about self-love. So, you know, what would you have to do in order to truly love yourself this season? Let's start with those. We'll add more if we need them. A few oracle cards. Tea leaves. Oh boy, that was too much. So we'll take these, and I think I saw, well, apparently it hit, so that's out. Right, we'll take these then. We do have a month card, that's interesting. January, okay. Then we have the parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. Oh boy. We have teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Hat. Oops. You will be playing a different role. Okay. Actually, let's just put them all at the top here. Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. And vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Okay, let's see how this translates. Let's do a couple of spirit animal cards. Okay, that's one. And there's two more. Okay, this one also wanted to come out. You're getting more than before. All right, the coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. All right. The koi fish spirit, there is always enough. The snake spirit, time to heal. And finally, the butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful. Okay, interesting. We'll put that one near the hat because the hat is talking about you taking on a new role. Okay. So now let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Six of Cups. Oh, maybe I should show them to you a little closer so you can see how they are. We've got your Dolphin, Six of Cups. Page of Swords. Oh, Page of Swords came out in the first reading as well. Six of Swords. So did this one. Interesting. I know I shuffled, so. Knight of Pentacles. And Ten of Swords. And we have a few more. Let's see, I'll make a little room, I think. Move all the card piles over. And then move these over. After. It's so funny. The last reading, I had no problems with putting the cards where they needed to go. But this reading, you got so many cards that just jumped out. So I'm going to have to, sort of rework things a little bit. So be patient with me. All right, here we go. We can move these up now. There, that's better. And then we have the Magician. Death. The Eight of Wands. Also came up in the previous reading. If you're interested, if you were attracted to the Wolf Moon, I would suggest you take a peek at the reading for the Wolf Moon because there's a lot of similar cards, namely this one, and this one. And there might be something there that might be for you as well. Okay, and then the Nine of Wands. Right, we're going to take one more to close the reading. And the Hermit. Okay, so here we go. So the question is, what opportunities will arise and that you can take advantage of, and how can you best do so? All right. So with extremes, we're talking about something that may have come up during the summer. You may have been, sort of overdoing it during vacation or something to that effect. Maybe your body needs more care at the moment. And so what this is proposing is that you ask yourself, how can you best take care of yourself at this time, for this season? What keeps telling me this is, there's a lot of cards about transformation. There's the butterfly, There's death, which is always the death of one thing and the beginning of another. It very much represents transformation. There is the snake spirit that tells you it's time to heal. There's always enough. It's time to heal. And the hermit, which can represent looking inside, well, usually represents looking inside, finding your light, finding your guidance, and then sharing it with others. But in this case, I mean, it's a crab, and the crab is Cancer. Cancer is a sign about protecting yourself, taking care of yourself, staying in, believe it or not. It's a little bit hermit-like. Of course, it's not that everybody who's a Cancer doesn't want to go out, not at all. But this gives me the impression that it's a moment to get a little bit peaceful, to take care of your body, to, perhaps the same as in the past, you may have taken very good care of your body in the past, but now you're sort of remembering those good habits that you had. If it's not your body, it could be that you need to be more peaceful and you need to bring yourself back to yourself. And trust that the universe will get you where you need to go. You've been very stressed as well. And the way to combat the stress, the worry, is to take care of yourself. So how will you best take care of yourself? This is asking you to think. Use some new learning, perhaps take a course, explore how you could best transform back or into somebody that takes good care of yourself and doesn't allow the world to drive them crazy, right? Okay, regardless of what's going on around you, you need to find a way to be peaceful. You don't want depression, worry, and anxiety. It doesn't matter whether you're believing that somebody's against you, whether they are or they aren't. What's much more important is your peace of mind. So here we have 9 of Wands, we have the 10 of Swords, we have depression and anxiety. Something is off, all right? Extremes. But you have the possibility and the opportunity to transform all of that, right? You are a magician. Whether or not somebody gossips about all your secrets, maybe you shouldn't be telling your secrets, but putting that aside, and creates worry. It's not going to have a horrible result because there's a divine detour. It's taking you to a place that is more fitting with who you are and where you need to be, more supportive of you. I get the sensation almost like the universe loves you more than you love yourself. Okay, so January seems like it might be the hardest moment, but also the moment where everything shifts. You have the power to shift it. You have maybe done it in the past, or maybe you have the knowledge that it takes to shift it, to change, to end what is not correct in your current life, and to move forward with a path, move to or shift to somewhere where you're taking care of yourself. And once you start, it's going to move relatively quickly. It's going to work what you know and what you want to apply. Once you make the decision and start acting and make that shift, it's going to move rather quickly, although you're being told to be careful In other words, the Knight of Pentacles knows where he's headed and he wants to get there, but he gets there step by step. He doesn't try to rush in, right? He is peaceful, he is calm, especially in this form of a little, what is he, a badger? I don't know. But he moves, he's careful where he puts his feet, if you will, right? It's one step at a time. So whatever actions you take, let's say, as an example, let's say you want to lose weight. You've overdone it all through the summer, and you now find yourself coming back from vacation and you just don't feel right in your body and it's stressing you out, and you know that you've got a lot of work ahead, and you're worried that you're not going to be able to manage it all, and you always feel sad in the winter anyway, and this is not going to help, etc. Right? And then you realize that you actually know how to reverse that, that you have a diet or a plan or a strategy that you've used before and has worked, all right? But you want it to work immediately. So you decide, oh, well, yeah, I'll use that strategy, but I'm also going to add in, what is it? I'm not going to say starving yourself. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I meant, what is it? When you don't eat for a certain number of hours. I'm blanking on the word. But anyway, you're going to take that approach to speed everything up, right? Not knowing and not realizing that that's just going to add to your stress. If you're fasting, that's it, fasting, as well as doing the strategy that you did before. And it's just going to stress you out, and it's not going to have the accelerated effect that you want, right? So what this is saying is, look, just take a step by step. If you need to, talk to someone to be sure that you're taking the right strategy now for yourself, but do it with self-love. So do take the steps consistently, but be kind to yourself. Do them in small increments, right? Whatever it is you're trying to do. Your peace of mind is more important, and even small increments, even small actions will have quick results. Not maybe as speedy as you would like, but they will be there, right? But if you go too fast, it's going to create a lot of stress, and that actually creates chemical cascade in your body that actually is counterproductive for what you want. That's an example, right? One possibility. I'm not sure what kind of transformation you need right now, but you need time to heal, and the transformation is needed, absolutely. But the reading is suggesting that you should take it slowly, peacefully, and with a grain of salt. And yes, there will be some strangeness over here, especially about the gossiping and stressing and feeling a bit down. Sometimes people suffer from seasonal sadness, sad, I think it's called. Maybe you would need to get something like a light, an alarm that's a light or something like that to keep you from that. But once you get to January, it looks like you will already feel significantly better, a significant transition. And there will be something like a new partnership or a new friendship that with somebody of the same sex that will give you hope, right? That will give you support. But you also may need to take time to yourself and just be, a little bit quiet, a little bit of a hermit, a little bit protective of yourself. Give room in your agenda for this peace that you're trying to create. The more peaceful you can be, the easier any transformation will be. All right, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get any more insight about this transformation. Ooh, okay. So we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, okay, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay. So, you know, the Queen of Swords is a very disciplined person. She knows exactly how to move forward to get what she wants to get. The Six of Pentacles is most often about generosity, about sharing, but not necessarily giving everything to everyone. So it's equal give and take. So it's being suggested here that for this transformation, you will need to apply a little bit of discipline, a little bit of consistency, right? Even though the steps may be small, to get where you want to go, that's not a big surprise. However, and it's perhaps you're a people pleaser, perhaps you are supporting others, perhaps you are maybe overly generous, but the implication here is that you need to have an equal give and take. You need to, if you're giving to others of your money, your energy, your time, that's fine and it's good, but please keep some for yourself. So that's what we're talking about. Make some room for yourself so you can heal, so you can take care of yourself. And then we have the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So these cards often are interpreted as money, but really the Pentacles are all about material things. So if you're making a physical transformation or a change of job or anything that is a transition within the material plane, transformation within the material plane, what this is saying is the King of Pentacles is the expert at doing it. He knows what's valuable and what's not. He knows what that 20% is that gives you the 80% of the results, and he uses that rule a lot. He also knows what's valuable to him. In other words, he's not chasing other people's vision of what is valuable or of what is correct, or he's chasing, he knows what his is. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is feeling completely at peace and abundant and wealthy, not wealthy, rich in life. So feeling like your life is good and you're being taken care of, and you are taking care of yourself and feeling peaceful and happy and well. And that is the card right before the Ten of Pentacles, which gives you, the perfection, if you will, a moment of extreme happiness, abundance, and it's also like family related abundance and joy. So what this is saying is, yes, you can do this transformation. You should do it little by little. Don't drive yourself insane trying to make it happen overnight. However, even little by little, you are going to have relatively quick success if you take steps that you probably are already familiar with, but consistently and with discipline. Or devotion, if you want to look at it that way. I recently was listening to a YouTuber who was talking about the difference between discipline and devotion. Discipline being a word that's very masculine energy, and devotion being a word that rang truer for her. Discipline always felt like pain, and devotion always felt like love. So there is that, if you find that the word discipline makes your hackles go up, well, think about it as devotion for yourself, devotion to yourself, self-love, okay? And that the action that you're doing is consistent because of that devotion. So yes, it will need to have devotion, and it will also require you to be protective of your own resources. So to be protective and yes, not stop sharing with others, not stop, providing those resources to others, but to do it in a balanced way and to create a relationship where you're giving to others, but you're also giving to yourself. You're providing for yourself as well, equally, both others and yourself, however that may work. So boundaries, if you will. And then finally, you should get to the result that you want. You will feel good. There will be no more stress and anxiety, and you will have the support of a really good friend or partner that will help you, maybe with, I wouldn't say accountability, but with support for this transformation. So that is your reading. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. And I hope you have a lovely new moon season ahead, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, waning crescent. How are you? Today we're going to be doing a reading for the new moon of the 23rd of September, which is also an eclipse, a solar eclipse, new moon over the sun, and a dark moon, as well as the day after the equinox of the 22nd. So it's quite powerful, and we're going to be asking what opportunities might be showing up for you at this time, and what opportunities might be showing up for you at this time, and how to best take advantage of them. All right, so let's get started. First, we'll get one oracle card, one moon oracle card. There we go. And then we'll get some tea leaves. Okay. And a couple of spirit animal cards. Ooh. All right, this one fell down, so I'm not going to take it. Fall on the table, please. Okay, that's one. All right, I'll take that one. And then we'll pick your tarot cards, and then we'll do the whole reading, okay? So, this is an exciting time. All of these eclipses. We have a really crazy sky these days. All kinds of mad astrology things happening. I'm sure you're aware. I'm not an astrologer, so I can't really get into it with you, but it is a little crazy time. You know, in feng shui, the Chinese method of arranging your space, they talk about periods of time. 20-year periods of time, and we recently had a change in 2025, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, it was 2024, 9, and 10, where we moved from one period to another, so we're in period 9. And remember, 9 in numerology is all about endings and making room for the new. So it's not surprising between the astrology and the new periods, and this year is also a 9 numerologically, that things are a little mad. But we'll get through it like we do with everything. So here we go. Protection. Oh, interesting. You have peace and protection. How wonderful. What a lovely start to your reading. Okay. Then you have lightning. Control your anger or you will be sorry. You have beetle. Good fortune. That was the first one that came out. I'm going to put it here. Very nice. It goes in line with protection. Coins. Money will be coming to you. Ooh. And July. Okay, we'll take a look at that later, how that comes across. And then we have the bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. And we have the panther spirit. Reclaim your power. Now that's very interesting that you get 2 wildcats. Ooh, this is bound to be a very interesting reading. All right, let's begin. We have the 6 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Swords. Wow, lots of swords. The 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. Okay, then we have the 10 of Wands. Oh my. The Hierophant. The Page of Pentacles. Death. And the Star. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's get started. Should be going a little bit up there. All right, that's it. Okay, so it looks like to me, well, let's start talking through the cards. So we've got peace, protection, and good fortune, as well as money and, but controlling your anger, and July. Okay, we also have 2 wildcats, which is quite amazing. Life is a mystery and reclaim your power. And then we're looking at these cards, which bring you both 2 really painful endings. All right. Here's another ending. Sorry. Okay. Here's another ending. And then we have all kinds of pretty good cards. So I get the feeling that you've been going through something pretty hard, something that required you to do a lot of really hard work and that stressed you out intensely, or that's made you very, very angry, that, you know, basically you've not felt supported, you've felt a little betrayed, and a little and very exhausted, right? And so what you're looking for right now is peace. And reclaiming your power. You need to reclaim your power, but not necessarily with anger. So let's keep going. You have the 6 of Swords, which talks about making a move, shifting away in towards calmer waters. And then the Hierophant, which is about traditional wisdom, sometimes higher authority. I get the impression you moved into a situation that you thought was going to be calmer, better, more peaceful. But instead, you found yourself in a situation where you were exhausted, working too much, being stressed, and not truly being supported by the powers that be. And for a little while there, you were feeling, or you are feeling, very like you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. If you had a to-do list, if you knew what to do, you would go ahead and start checking off the to-do list, but you're just kind of feeling stuck, right? And that stuckness is because potentially about money. Maybe you're in a job that is draining the life of you, but at the same time, they pay you really well, or they, you feel sort of trapped. You're feeling a bit trapped, whether it be a job or some other situation, but it's making you feel trapped, and somehow it's got something to do with money, right? And this situation is making you very angry, but you're not actually taking action because you're feeling trapped. And so that anger is kind of like bubbling, and it's not really helping. Okay. The good news is that there's going to be an ending to this. Clearly, it's over. Either it's already ended or it's going to end relatively soon. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, they're painful cards, but they mean this is the end of it. After the 10 of Swords, after the 10 of Wands, there is no more. It begins again. There's something new, right? So you have those two endings, and then you have death, which is also an ending of something old to move to something new. But the good news is once you get to the end of your reading, we're looking at really nice cards. So a new perspective, a new way of looking at things, a new idea, a new beginning, mental beginning, as well as the star, which is your dreams and achieving something that is exactly the direction in which you want to go, and feeling super happy. It's a wish fulfillment card. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is all abundance and joy in the material plane. Death is granted an ending, but it's also ending something so that something new can begin. And the new thing seems like it's going to be very positive. It's got coins with a lot of money. It's got protection and peace. We're looking at good fortune, right? And it allows you to reclaim your spirit, your power, okay? Life is a mystery. Life is a mystery. So this is very likely to be something, right now you're feeling lost and trapped, but something will just basically pop up that you would never have guessed. A new direction, a new possibility. And it's something that will lead you to a really good path. All right? So let's take a look now. Let's see if we can get a little more guidance on this. Shall we? Yeah, we'll do it with tarot to begin. All right, so let's take a couple, give us a little more clarity on this. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, we have the Moon, and we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, but that's the past, so tell me now about the new opportunity. Okay, no. Whoa! There's a lot to say about the new opportunity. Okay, before we get into the new opportunity, here we go. The 7 of Swords has to do with feeling like you need to protect yourself, like you need, there's a need to be secretive, possibly sneaky, in order to defend yourself. That you can't just go straight up and do what you want to do. And then here you have the moon, which although it's intuition and a lot of can be quite powerful in that area, it also often refers to being deceived. So, or not necessarily, yeah, it could be being deceived. In combination with the Seven of Swords, you might be being lied to about something, and you may or may not know it. Sounds to me like you know it deep inside, but you're kind of hiding, pretending you don't, because you're afraid. The Four of Cups is ignoring an opportunity that's coming, but this one also has their head in the sand. So it could be something like that. But you need to come out to get your head out of the sand if you can. You're feeling trapped. You're feeling like you don't know what to do, but actually there is something out there for you. You just need to look around. Stop looking at the things you hate and start looking around for the things that you love, and that may open up the opportunity in question. So now here, when I asked about your opportunity, look how many cards I got. So we'll start and see how it goes. So the Two of Wands. So it's like something that you will spy from afar. So it's like you're going on an excursion, on an adventure, exploring, right? And then the opportunity comes up and you're a little bit scared. But you will decide. Okay, let's see. The Ace of Wands, look at him. He just jumps at the opportunity, right? It's a great opportunity. But then there's a bit of fear with it. Oops, what will happen? What will happen, right? But by focusing on sharing, on equal give and take somehow, that is going to potentially give you the opportunity. Now see, Ten of Cups. That's going to give you the security, to reclaim your power. Ten of Cups has to do with emotional joy, right? The relational joy. So something about this opportunity will be something that you can share, and it will give you a sense of happiness and allow you to reclaim your power without getting angry, okay? Without using your anger. Your anger is not necessary to move to this new opportunity. Yep, once again, the Three of Pentacles is talking about teamwork. So definitely this sounds to me like it's something you're going to partner with somebody or more than one person to move forward, okay, to the opportunity. And then you have two kings, the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So this is going to be a new paradigm, if you will, a different kind of opportunity where you're going to feel like you can be completely sovereign yourself, and it's also new. It's like a different way of viewing work, or work. I would say work. That will give you a lot of a great sense of security and abundance, all right? And you will have people that you're working with that will make you really happy. So you're going to feel like you're participating. Maybe there will be shares, maybe there will be some way that you feel that you are actually participating in the success that you're creating. So in the rewards of the success that you're creating. And this opportunity will pop up, but it will not pop up if you don't look for it. So once again, It might come out of the blue, but given the Two of Wands, you need to make a little effort to stop looking at what you don't like, all these things that are happening that you're displeased with, that are frightening you, that are stressing you out, and start looking at the future, looking towards the future, looking around to see what there is with curiosity, not necessarily with a target. No, you're exploring. So start exploring and don't worry about the other stuff. Just, it is what it is. It's not happening very well right now. And yes, it's exhausting you. And yes, there's stress. But all of that is ending. So focus on the future. Go explore. Go have fun. Find an opportunity that makes you feel playful, that makes you feel like it might be exciting, right? And different, most of all different. And this worry will pop up. It's jitters, like when you are about to marry someone, right? It's just jitters. It's not going to mean it's not the opportunity for you. So just play, take the opportunities. You will be protected. You have the ability to be peaceful and control your anger. You have the potential to get a really great opportunity that will make you very, very happy, and where you will feel like you are rewarded for your efforts, equal to your efforts, and that you have reclaimed your power, that you're back to being you and to following your bliss. Okay, I will say bliss because of this card, right? I know it sounds very cheesy, but the star is your bliss if any card in the tarot is your bliss. And between the star and this 10 of Cups, I really believe that this reading is saying that you have the possibility of finding this. So it may not be overnight. We have the card July, okay? But think about this. If you knew that you were going to have this wonderful opportunity and that you would be ready in July to move away from all of this that's happening, we're only talking a few months. So how would you do things differently? How would you feel different about your current situation? How would you shift your focus and your attention, right, to the future as opposed to sitting in the bog of the present, right? This is what this new moon reading is implying or asking you to do. All right. Wow. Waning Crescent, I'm wishing you all the best, and I hope that you liked your reading. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.